What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Element here. This week I'm going to be talking about the Netflix series The King's Avatar. So let me preface this review by saying I don't typically watch Chinese dramas, especially ones based on Chinese anime, further based on Chinese light novel series, but this one surprisingly drew me in right away. Also, before I continue, I will be limiting the amount of names I will drop in this review to keep from entirely butchering everything. So King's Avatar is about a professional esports player in the game Glory. His name is Ye Xiao, and due to team politics, he's forced to retire and leave his pro team. Quick side note before I continue on this review, he is infamous for obscuring his identity, wearing a face mask, and so he's never been seen in the public, and the only people that know his face and his identity are people close to him. Following his exit from his team, Jashi, he lands a job at an internet cafe where the owner is a huge fan of Ye Xiao. Not knowing who he actually is, despite having the name Ye Xiao, the owner takes him on. Now, a lot of things that happen in this show is very fantastical, romanticized even. The gameplay of Glory is reminiscent of titles such as Blade and Soul and Black Desert Online, but it's hyper-visualized in a sense that you would almost imagine that they should be wearing full dive VR gear, and they should be doing all of these moves and fluid movements and actions on their own. The gameplay is cinematic and hyper-realistic in terms of visuals, and the combat is definitely not happening on mouse and keyboard. This is what's happening, and this is what we should be seeing. Nonetheless, this creates a fantasy that I can actually get behind and actually be entertained by. The hypervisualization of the gameplay makes it that much easier to absorb some really complex game mechanics that the players themselves are doing. And if we were to just see numbers floating and hotkeys being pressed in game and then, just people flinging attacks at each other, we wouldn't really appreciate it as much as they visualize it in a way where we're used to in like a kung fu movie. And then there's the drama. Is it silly by Western standards? Of course. It's culturally different. The humor, sometimes it's funny. You'll get the humor more often when it comes to the gameplay aspect of things. When it comes to, real life things, the humor kind of falls short. That's not being helped in any way by the wonky translations and the transliterations. There's no adaptation for the Western audiences to fully understand the humor without context. But once the gameplay starts, if you're a gamer, you'll instantly understand what the players are trying to do, the strategies they're trying to employ, and all of the abilities and the hotbars you see. It's reminiscent of League of Legends, World of Warcraft, all of the MOBAs out there, the skill-based combat. It's very familiar, and it's quite enjoyable to kind of imagine a world, or at least a video game, where we could play to that level, where we can start clicking hotkeys and maneuvering our avatars in a way that, could realistically portray real life movement with acrobatics and parkour and all kinds of martial arts and stuff. And quite frankly, it makes it very, very entertaining to see them achieve the feats of gameplay when it's portrayed in such a cinematic way. When you get down to the brass tacks of the show, it turns out there's a lot of drama to be had in the esports world. Team politics, friendships, rivalries in the game. Now, there are a lot of times in the show that kind of contrive drama between friends and rivals, but overall, I'd say they strike a good balance between that and the actual drama that had to do with Ye Xiao and his journey outside of being in a pro team. And I think when it comes down to it, the way they portray the competitive nature of breaking records or holding records and world firsts when it comes to playing a game such as Glory, it really speaks to the drama that arises from those aspects of the game, with the camaraderie of having guildmates and a team that helps you achieve those things. Overall, I found myself more and more invested in Ye Xiao's success when it came to his journey the obstacles he was facing and the people that were his rivals and the people who were trying to basically hold him down after he was forced out of the sport due to team politics. So consider this the first Chinese TV drama that I will be following and subsequently adding to my queue. Currently on Netflix, new episodes are added weekly, and as of this filming, I've seen at least 10 episodes, and this is what my review is based on. And 10 episodes was all I needed to make a review. I had a good idea of how I was going to review this series about 3 or 4 episodes in, and after the 10th episode, I couldn't wait. I needed more. And I'm definitely looking forward to more to come from The King's Avatar. Alright guys, that'll do it for this review of The King's Avatar. Let me know what you guys thought of this series if you've checked it out. If you haven't, please give it a shot. It's a great series to dip your toes into the Chinese drama series, or if you're already into the Chinese dramas, it's a great show to add to your queue. As always, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to hear from me whenever I drop new videos, and I'll see you guys next time.